Assalamualaikum teman-teman. Welcome to my channel. I will tell you a short story about the history of the founding of Israel. Before telling the story, I will introduce myself first. My name is Elin Putri Sakina, class 2nd grade A, Mathematics Education Study Program. History of the founding of Israel. The history of the founding of Israel occurred on the 14th of May 1948, or the day before the end of the British mandate in Palestine. Earlier on the November 2, 1917, the British government adopted the Balfour Declaration, which promised just to get land in Palestine. But British ruler, also known as the Palestine Mandate, was marred by violence, which led to the formation of the Anglo-American Investigative Committee in 1946. By the end of March 1948, at least 2,000 people had been killed and another 40,000 injured as a result of Palestinian regions. This committee then approved the recommendation of the United States regarding the immediate transfer of 100,000 Jewish refugees in Europe to Palestine, and recommended that there be no Arab of Jewish state in Palestine. However, the implementation of this recommendation was not easy. The British Labour Party was forced that US President Harry S. Truman supported the immigration of 200,000 Jewish refugees, but they suggested the committed other findings. This condition made Britain announce its intention to hand over the mandates of Palestine in the hand of the United Nations. The United Nations then formed the Special Committee for Palestine UNESCO on the 15th of May 1947, consisting of 11 countries. This committee conducts hearings and visits Palestine to conduct investigation. On the 31st of August 1947, the UNESCO report recommended to the UN General Assembly scrum for the division of the Palestine Federation in the transport period for the years station of September 1 and 1947. The division consisted of 8 independent Arab states, 11,000 a Jewish state, 50,000 will the cities of Jerusalem and Bethlehem will be under UN control. The proposal did not specify neither the Jews nor the Arabs. The Jews were disappointed and the loss of Jerusalem. However, moderation Jewish group accepted this over and only Reddish Jewish group refused. Meanwhile, Arab groups were that this division will interfere with the ranks of the Arab majorities in Palestine. At its meetings in Cairo, Egypt in November and December 1947, the Arab League passed a resolution agreeing to a military solution to end this problem. In reality, a number of Arab countries have their own agendas. Jordan wants control of the West Bank, will strike when the northern part of Palestine, including territory reserved for Jews and Arabs. The youth enslaved accepted the proposal for these divisions but was reluctant to implement the invite because it was clear that the solution was not accepted by both parties. Britain also does not want to govern Palestine with the United Nations in the tension period. The chairman of the Jewish community in Palestine, David Ben-Gurion, at that time declared the establishment of the State of Israel in front of the 250 invited people at the Tel Aviv Museum. In the declaration, Ben-Gurion did not mention the boundaries of the newly established State of Israel. A number of records cite the founders of Israel agreed not to mention the country's borders because the Arab countries around Israel certainly were not angry to it. David Ben-Gurion eventually became Israel's first prime minister and defense minister. His first term was 1948 to 1943. After that, he served again at 1955 to 1963. In the eyes of the Israelis, the man who was born on October 16, 1886, was adored by many people, even after he decided to retire from government. Ben-Gurion was honored as the founding father of the nation. Terima kasih teman-teman. Have watched my video. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.